Hello and welcome to our guide to the Celebrity Millennium cruise ship. In this guide we'll give you a brief background of the ship, some key information you need to know, and then we'll give you a deck by deck walking tour of the ship. The Celebrity Millennium is actually the oldest ship in the Celebrity fleet, but despite entering service at the turn of the millennium, hence her name, she continues to prove a popular ship for the line. Thanks to a major revamp, you will not feel like you are sailing on such an old ship, although there were a few issues on our sailing with that kind of thing that just reminded you she wasn't the most modern ship. But to be honest, they were only minor things, such as a leak and a dodgy shower door. We had already sailed on her sister ship, the Celebrity Summit, so we didn't get that full excitement of entering a new ship when we boarded her, but for the sake of this guide, that won't be held against her. As ever, don't forget to like and subscribe, and why not leave a comment below if you've sailed on board her, and let us know what you thought about the Celebrity Millennium. My name is Darren, and this is our guide of the Celebrity Millennium cruise ship. During the day, things tend to be quite relaxed on board the Millennium, especially when you're on a port-intensive itinerary such as the one we did, and with people from across the globe like ours. If you've sailed with Celebrity before, it tends to be quite a standardised experience across their fleet, with laid-back days, relaxed evenings, and then a mix for chic nights. Some people go overboard and will wear a full penguin suit, but most will just dress smartly, and with the heat of the destinations we visited in the Indian Ocean, only few wore jackets or suits. Daytime activities are a bit limited on board her, so most just tend to head somewhere to relax, but the evenings are a bit more structured, with main entertainment taking place in the theatre at 7 and 9 PM, and then late night entertainment taking place in the observation lounge into the early hours. Our cabin was number 097 on deck 7, which is a centrally located inside cabin that offers a great place to stay for getting around the ship. You are next to the main glass lifts and just a couple of decks above the main entertainment decks, and also just 3 below the pool deck. For an inside cabin, it offers lots of space including a seating area, a big screen TV, and a large comfortable bed. So basically everything you need from a stateroom. There is plenty of storage, a decent sized bathroom, and just about enough plug sockets and charging points. The only real issue we did have was the shower door. It would just not stick, so whenever we were out at sea, we needed to prop it up with a bottle to stop it from banging. Something that was a bit startling on the first night, when it quickly woke me and my wife up. As a ship that is on the smaller end of cruise ships, and it's also on the older side, it is arguably better for those who like a more relaxed holiday, and who don't mind the slower pace whilst away. Whilst there were quite a few kids on board the ship for our sailing, and it does offer kids clubs, it's maybe a bit boring for most of them, with little to do in all honesty. Although that does matter less on a more port-intensive itinerary. That for us is where the ship does excel, and what makes this class ideal for us is it tends to visit more ports and larger ships, and goes to smaller destinations away from the more touristy hotspots. The ship was showing its age in a few places, and service levels were a bit below other Celebrity ships we have sailed on, especially in the Cafe or Bacchio where you could often end up waiting 30 minutes or so, but they're just minor gripes. We did have a number of issues with immigration organisation, but it's hard to blame that on the ship's staff, as it seemed to be more about the unprofessional Indian immigration system than Celebrity and the Millennium staff. So now it's time to sit back, relax, and enjoy us on a walking tour of the Celebrity Millennium deck by deck. The lowest deck that passengers can visit is Deck 1, but that is a deck you won't want to visit aside from when the gangway is there, as it is where the ship's medical centre is found. So we're stepping up to Deck 2, and that is somewhere only few will go, as it is only home to cabins. So taking another step up, we get to Deck 3. This deck starts with a theatre at the front, although there's no entry on this level. And between there and the Grand Foyer are more cabins. At the end of a seemingly long corridor, you arrive at the lower level of the Grand Foyer. This area is home to the short excursion deck to the left, and for our sailing on the Millennium, the Grand Foyer featured Christmas decorations, including the main central staircase, which put it out of action for our trip. And behind that are the Captain's Club and Guest Relations desks. On the right hand side is the eye lounge, or the computer desk area, and there is some seating for you while you wait for people coming down the main glass lifts, or just for somewhere to relax. When you leave the foyer, there is another seating area, and then you arrive at the meeting place. As you walk past that, to the left there are some more cabins. And strangely, this is actually the entrance to the Tuscan Grill Specialty Steakhouse. This always seems a strange place to put a restaurant for us, with all the ships in the class having it there. But you do get some great views from the side of the ship for dining there, and it is a quiet location in the end. So moving up a deck once again, we find that deck 4 starts with a lower level entry into the theatre, and the seating of the lower part, which is actually split into two sections, one slightly raised from the very lower section, but as with all Celebrity theatres, there is a great view from every seat. And I've got to say, they're also very comfortable, spacious, and everyone comes with a table. At the back of the theatre, there are some steps to move between the two levels, and on this one, there is also an entry to the outside promenade. On the Millennium, the promenade only runs down the sides of the ships and doesn't wrap around at either the front or the back, which is a bit disappointing for me. Back inside, you have the forward lift bank and stairs. And then moving forward, you have some of the photos that are taken around the ship. Right behind that, where the frosted glass area is the retreat lounge, a private lounge area for those staying in the retreat section of the ship. Past some seats is another entry to the promenade on the left hand side, just before you reach the entrance into the casino. The casino features the usual mix of slots, poker machines and tables that offer roulette, blackjack and poker. Heading out of the casino, you once again enter the Midship Foyer, where the martini bar is on the starboard side of this deck. Normally, there is a walkway over to the port side, but that would shut off for more Christmas decorations on our journey. But you can walk around to the other side at the central stairs and lifts. Here you will also find some toilets and some sculpture and art, as well as another entry into the promenade. Continuing forward, you arrive at the Rendezvous Lounge, which is somewhere that activities take place in during the day and musical acts performed in the evening. The lounge offers plenty of seating, comfortable chairs, and there are good views from the seats in the window, which makes them popular places to head for on sea days. At the aft section of the deck is another entry onto the promenade deck. And then you have the lower level entry into the Metropolitan Restaurant, which is the main dining room on the Millennium. The port side is where you'll find the Luminaire Restaurant, which is just for those staying in the retreat section once more. Deck 5 once again starts with a theatre, but this time it's the upper level. The central part of this section is reserved just for those staying in the retreat. Once again, there's the stairs down, and as you exit, there is the lift bank and stairs once more. You then get to an area with some artwork and a seating section. Then as you continue to head aft, you come up to the celebrity shops, which features the usual mix of poor quality and overpriced jewellery, overly expensive clothing and accessories, alcohol and celebrity merchandise. After some more seating, and at the back of the shops, you'll find the Cruise Next desk for booking your next getaway with the line. Behind that, you are back into the Grand Foyer, which on this level features the popular Cafe El Bacchio, where you can get free food 24 hours a day and a range of pay extra teas and coffees. The main seating and the service area is on the starboard side. But there is plenty of seating down both sides of the foyer, and the line also has musicians playing in this area, so it can get busy on sea days. On the port side, there is the main glass elevators, more seating for Cafe Bacchio, and the pay extra gelateria, although most will get one free ice cream per trip as it's part of the Captain's Club. After the central stairs is the cellar masters on the starboard side, a lounge that once again features activities and musicians, whilst a section of it on the port side is taken up by the Sushi on 5 specialty restaurant. Walking back through the cellar masters, where you can see the range of seating in this area, and the bar for service, you then walk past the rear lifts and back into the Metropolitan restaurant. This is the upper level of the main dining room, which is quite a large area for a ship the size of the Millennium. Although it should be noted that only the lower level is used for lunch openings on sea days. We now take the jump up to the front of Deck 10, as Decks 6 through 9 are home to only staterooms. Deck 10 starts with the ship's bar and gym, and then after the forward lift bank, you enter in the free-to-use solarium, which is an indoor swimming pool area with plenty of seating to relax for when it gets either too hot or too cold outside. At the back of the solarium is the Spa Cafe, where you can grab some healthy snacks during the day, basic drinks from the self-serve machines, and there are also some fruit smoothies, but these are at an extra cost. When you leave the solarium, you enter into the pool deck area, which as you would expect features the ship's main swimming pool and plenty of sun lounges. There are also a few whirlpools to choose from. And there is the poolside grill, which is ahead of you on this footage, but it was closed when I filmed it. Hidden at the back of the ship are a couple of table tennis tables, in each back corner. In the centre of the area there is a performance place for either musicians or activity staff, whilst there are some self-service drink machines for teas, coffees, waters and basic fruit juices. As you head inside, you have the central glass lifts once again, a quirky sculpture, a staircase, and then the entrance into the ship's Ocean View Cafe, or buffet if you prefer. The buffet is a decent size for a ship such as the Millennium. It features plenty of stations, including several cook-to-order ones, and there is a good range of seating. It has the usual self-service drinks machines, and the pay extra bar. And whilst there is a bit of a gap between stations, it does separate the queues up quite well. In the middle is another entry from the rear stairs and the rear lift banks. Then after some more drinks machines, some more stations including the ever popular pizza station, you arrive at the very aft of the ship. Here you will find the Sunset Bar, which features a bar of course, and some seating. But you can also take your meals from the buffet out here on nice days, and this is just one of the best places to sit with a drink or a bite to eat and enjoy the incredible sea views. You can jump up to deck 12 from here, although the steps are very steep and not the best if it's rough seas or if it's been raining. We'll just head up the one level to deck 11. So starting at the front left bank once again, which opens out on this level to a glass roofed area complete with artwork, but it also offers access into the Sky Lounge, which is the ship's observation lounge. As tends to be the case on most ships, this area is part lounge, part viewing area and part entertainment centre, with activities during the day and shows on an evening. It also makes for a great place to sit, relax and take in the views when nothing's happening. There's plenty of seating, especially for a ship the size of the Millennium, and the dance floor cum entertainment area offers plenty of room to let your hair down and enjoy yourself. Back at the lift bank area, you will find the ship's kids and teens clubs, which is known as Camp at Sea, on board the Celebrity Millennium. You can then walk out to the upper part of the pool deck and the top full deck of the ship, as deck 12 is split into two. Deck 11 starts with a seating area, an overview into the solarium, and the master bar. And as you can see, the ship's jogging track runs through this area, and there are plenty of sun lounges on sunny days. As mentioned, deck 12 splits into two separate areas, at the front of the ship and at the aft of the ship. At the front of the ship is a retreat sun deck, which is only for those staying in the retreat section. So we'll go straight to the back of the ship, where you have to walk up a flight of stairs to arrive at the ship's sports court. This is open around the clock and allows you to exercise with a spot of basketball, football or pickleball. Continuing aft, you have another sun lounging area, and then a nice seating area that was often a great place to sit out of the heat and away from the noise of the pool deck. Finally, the very aft of the ship is home to a seating area with a large screen that showed films during the day and night and acts as a quiet place to read a book or relax when nothing was showing. Just behind the seats is a great place to stand and take in the views. It's always quiet back here on this class of ships from my experience. So overall, we can only have positives to say about the ship and the staff on board. That's no surprise as we have never had any major issues with the line, and we have sailed on a sister ship, the Summit. If you want an all-action resort style ship, she isn't for you. But if it's all about the destinations for you, if you simply want some good food and some good entertainment as you sail from one port to the next, she offers that and offers it well. So all that remains to be said is thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed my guide to the Celebrity Millennium cruise ship, and see you next time.